Hello wine people, welcome to Thursday and Wise, where we simplify wine. My name is Peter and I'm a wine educator. In this video, I'll explain everything what you need to know about Pinot Grigio for your WSET Level 2 in wines. On this channel, we're creating a community of wine people just like you. Yes, just like you. And together we will change the world of wine. So maybe you just want to learn a little bit about wine, maybe you want to change the world of wine with us together. Either way, this channel is for you. So let's start the video. Okay, wine people, in this video I'll explain everything what you need to know about the grape variety Pinot Grigio, also called Pinot Gris. It's the same grape variety, it is a different style of wine. It is something very similar that you're gonna see also with Syrah or Shiraz. Same grape variety, but different style of wine. And actually the whole video I will be comparing Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio style side by side. Pinot Grigio is an excellent grape actually to compare how the same grape variety treated differently in the vineyard and in the winery will produce totally different style of wines. I will explain everything about viticulture, winemaking. We'll go through the appellations that you need to know for WSET Level 2. Labeling, there's few labeling terms that you need to remember, and on the end I'll answer 5 WSET Level 2 example questions. Okay. Style of Pinot Grigio, Pinot Gris. I mean, this information goes the same for all the grapes. I mean that the flavor profile of the grape will be affected by the ripeness. All right, but in the case of Pinot Grigio, because there's two different styles that are very common in the world, this ripeness level is important to highlight. So same grape variety, different style. When you see a Pinot Grigio on the label, it usually indicates the Italian style. So Italian style means light, simple, fresh, high acidity. If you see and it doesn't have to be only made in Italy, it can be made anywhere else, but it's the Pinot Grigio Italian style. If it says Pinot Gris on the label, it will indicate the style of wine that comes from France, from the region of Alsace, and this will be more riper fruit, fuller, more complex wine, style of wine. So here on this picture you can actually see how that ripeness of the fruit affects the flavor of the wine. So if you have a more cooler climate, less ripe fruit, it's going to be lime and green apple, and then when the fruit gets more riper, depending on the climate and also the timing of the harvest, the fruit will be more ripe, like Meyer lemon, peach, nectarine, tropical fruit. Okay. Styles of Pinot Grigio, Pinot Gris. So here we're going to compare side by side Pinot Grigio and Pinot Gris: color, sweetness, acidity, alcohol, tannin, body, and flavor. And I'll try to explain the factors that are influencing this style of wine. So the color for Pinot Grigio will be pale lemon. This is because of the cooler climate and less ripe grapes. Pinot Gris, and also the winemaking for Pinot Grigio will be more inert, meaning that the wine will not be exposed to oxygen. So the fermentation will be in the inox steel, and also the wine will not age in the barrel or bottle before being sold. For Pinot Grigio, for Pinot Gris from Alsace, it's going to be medium color for several reasons. First of all, grapes are going to be picked later on, they're going to be more ripe, the wines are going to be exposed to oxygen because they're aged in big oak barrels that don't impart flavor but allow micro-oxidation of the wine, and then the wine will be bottled, and this kind of wine actually benefits from aging, so it can gain more color because of the aging in the in the bottle. Sweetness, Pinot Grigio will be always dry. Pinot Gris can be dry, it can be off dry, medium sweet. Depends. I'll explain later on. Acidity, Pinot Grigio will have high acidity. Pinot Gris will have more towards medium acidity because of the more ripeness of the grapes. Alcohol will be medium for Pinot Grigio, more towards high for Pinot Gris, again because of the level of ripeness. Body for Pinot Grigio is light, more towards full for Pinot Gris. Flavors for Pinot Grigio, simple, fresh, lemon, green apple, maybe a little bit of peach. For Pinot Gris, more complex, more riper flavors, so peach, apricot, nectarine because of the ripeness, and then also tertiary flavors like honey, like walnut because of the aging in the bottle. Usually for Pinot Grigio, Pinot Gris, they age it in oak, but like I said, these are huge oak barrels that don't impart flavor, but allow microoxidation, which allows for the wine to start developing tertiary flavors. In the vineyard, Pinot Grigio compared to Pinot Gris skin, Pinot Grigio has that's what Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio means. It actually means gray. So Pinot Grigio in the vineyard, it's not translucent like white grapes. This is more like grayish color, and which reflects also in the wine. If you see Pinot Grigio wines, try to notice there's a little bit of pinkish color, even if they're just white wines. And also for Pinot Grigio, you can make a rosé wine from the grape because it has enough color in the skin. Picking for Pinot Grigio is going to be early because you want simple, fresh, high acid, simple wines. For Pinot Grigio, the picking is usually later on, so you can produce wines that are fuller, richer, more riper. Climate in both regions is moderate. I'll show you the regions later on. Challenges for Pinot Gris, I mean, these are not challenges, this is just the way that wines are done, and it doesn't mean that it's bad or good, it just means that is the style of wine that they want to produce. So in Italy, Pinot Grigio, the way it's produced, it's high yields. High yields produces grapes that are less ripe, higher in sugar, and less complexity inside the grape. I mean, the grape itself is not complex, but produces grapes that has less potential to produce more complex wines. So the quantity is important. For Pinot Grigio, the grapes are grown usually on slopes, which means that also the harvesting needs to be by hand, it needs to be more selective. The slope and the soil also pushes the wine to produce lower yields, which as a result gives a more concentrated grapes, which have the potential to produce more complex wines that can age. In winemaking, both the wines are made in a varietal style, so it means that the wines are going to be 100% Pinot Grigio. Winemaking like oak aging, malolactic fermentation, or lees. For Pinot Grigio, usually that simple style of Pinot Grigio doesn't have any malolactic fermentation, doesn't age in oak. Lees can be used for a more fuller, more complex style of wines. In Alsace, for Pinot Grigio, they use also inert vessels like stainless steel, but they also use large oak barrels that will again allow the wine to to be oxidized in a controlled way, so it starts developing the tertiary aromas. Lees contact can be used. Malolactic fermentation, not really. It would suppress the aromatic, not the aromatics of the wine, but more it will affect the acidity. It will reduce the acidity, which is not really something that you want for Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio has this high acidity that is very beneficial for Pinot Grigio, and also in the richer, riper style of Pinot Gris, this malactic fermentation is actually not beneficial because it would reduce the acidity in the wine, which is something that you don't want. Development, Pinot Grigio is not meant for aging. It's meant to be consumed young and fresh. It doesn't benefit from bottle aging, where Pinot Gris actually can benefit from bottle aging and can become a more complex wine. The two regions, the two countries that you need to remember is France and Italy. France for Pinot Gris style, Italy for Pinot Grigio style. And then these two styles of wine, like I said, they can be reproduced in other countries as well. Meaning that if you see Pinot Gris on the label, it means that it's done in this French style, which is more riper, fuller, more complex. Where if it says Pinot Grigio style, it's meant in the Italian, made in the Italian style, which is more, which is less ripe, simple wines. Appellation in region in France that you need to remember is Alsace. In Alsace, you know that French regions have usually labeling terms that you need to remember. In Alsace, the labeling terminology is Alsace, Alsace Grand Cru, and Vendange Tardive or short VT. So Alsace is the regional appellation. It means the grapes can come from anywhere in Alsace. And then the Grand Cru, there's 51 Grand Crus in Alsace as far as I know, and you don't need to remember them, or you don't even need to remember that there's 51 Grand Crus. But you need to understand that Grand Cru indicates a single vineyard wine that will produce higher quality wine compared to, let's say, a regional wine. The term Vendange Tardive means late harvest and will indicate a wine that is picked later on in the season, that can be dry or sweet, but will definitely be richer and fuller. Terroir in Alsace, mountains and slopes, so usually are reserved for Grand Cru wines, where richer and flatter soils are reserved, or not reserved, are left for regional Alsace wines. Pinot Grigio in Italy, you need to remember a large appellation called Della Venezia, DOC. Della Venezia is a big appellation that basically puts three appellations in one, three regions in one. Trentino, actually Alto Trentino, the southern part of Trentino Alto Adige, Veneto, and also Friuli. Veneto, IGT, means that the wines can come from anywhere in Veneto region, and then the premium style of Pinot Grigio in Italy usually comes from Friuli Venezia Giulia region. Cool climate, so all the regions are in the northeastern corner of Italy has cool climate with moderation, and in Friuli Venezia Giulia you have vineyards on slopes that are famous for a more premium style of Pinot Grigio. This is the labeling system in Alsace that you need to remember. So regional Pinot Gris from Alsace. Then on the second label you can actually see the Vendange Tardive. Vendange Tardive indicates later harvest, which indicates more fuller style of wine. It can be drier, can be sweet. And then the Alsace Grand Cru here on top, and you can see actually the name of the vineyard, Engelberg Pinot Gris, which will indicate more fuller, higher quality Pinot Gris wine. Okay. You ready for the questions? Please let me know if you have any questions and how well you did. Pinot Grigio and Pinot Gris are the same grape variety, true or false? The correct answer is A. There's the same grape variety, different style. Which best describes Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris, Alsace Grand Cru. Light body, medium acidity, complex aromas. Light body, high acidity, simple aromas. Full body, high acidity, simple aromas. Full body, medium acidity, complex aromas. The correct answer is D, full body, medium acidity, and complex aromas. Which best describes Pinot Grigio delle Venezie? Light body, high acidity, simple wine. Light body, medium acidity, complex. Full body, medium acidity, complex. Full body, high acidity, and simple. The correct answer is A, light body, high acidity, and simple. What does labeling term Vendange Tardif indicate? Late harvest, sweetness in a wine, dry wine, complex wine. The correct answer is A, late harvest. Final question. Which is a premium Pinot Grigio appellation in Italy? Delle Venezie, Alsace Grand Cru, Meursault, Friuli. The correct answer is D, Friuli. Let me know how well you did. Wine people, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It is very important for us to simplify wine information, so please let us know if everything was clear and if you have any question. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, sharing, commenting. All this will help us to grow this wine channel and for us to change the world of wine together. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay thirsty and wise.